Alright, it's Sunday, November 20th. I'm out in Colorado on my vacation. Figured I'd hit one of the rivers out here. It's a lot different than a lot of the Missouri rivers. It's a lot finer gravel to almost like sand. So just poking around along the water and found this little hole here. And unfortunately, I already pulled it. So sorry, I saw the edge. I didn't know if it was going to be anything, so I pulled it out and this is what I got. That sucker is paper thin. That's probably the thinnest point I've ever found. Flaking is killer. The ear, I think, is worked down from resharpening. I don't think it's busted. Either way, that's almost all there, so I don't really care. That is a smoker for sure. Well, I'll keep you boys posted. January 7th, out in a new creek. It's a little bitty feeder ditch running through a neighborhood. Really not expecting to find anything. Pretty much everything is covered in snow or frozen, just little bits, and did not think I was going to be finding something like this early in the year. It looks like a Dalton or Holland to me. Not quite sure yet, but it looks like a smoker. Alright, gonna pull it. Sorry, I'm so shaky. I'm kind of really cold. Oh yeah. Look at that. Ooh, nice bevel to it. Oh yeah. Killer, killer, killer. Let's see if it's translucent. Where's it? There we go. I lost focus. I don't think so, but it won't focus in on it. Come on, focus. Trying to catch the rocks in the background. There we go. Man, that's a sweet bevel. Ground base. Ooh, my fingers are freezing. Alright, well, I'll get a cleanup of it a little later. Probably inside where it's warm. I'll get back to you. January 20th, out on the lake. Just walked on this beautiful point right here. The tip's obviously broken, but I think everything else is there. Wow. Beauty, beauty. Damn shame about the tip. That was paper thin. Alright, get back to you if you find anything else. January 21st, out bouncing between creeks today and going from one creek to another, and came across a construction zone. Figured I'd check it out. This is where they pushing dirt off into the creek bed. I found something, but while I was getting out the camera, I saw this over here. I don't know if it's anything. No, just heat treated piece. But right here, got a little blade. Don't know if it has a base on it or not, but let's see. Oh man, it's broke. Oh well, I'll keep at it. Let you know if I find anything else. Hello fellow YouTubers. I'm gonna kind of blaze through this one. Pretty tired, just got off work, but I haven't made a video since October, so I figured I'd just give you guys an update. As a lot of you Missouri guys know, and probably the surrounding areas, we haven't gotten much rain, so hunting's been really slow. Been having to go out quite a ways to find new places, and I've been doing some hunts with some new people, which has been turning out really great. Meeting new people, finding new stuff that I wouldn't have found before, so that's cool. I'm actually in the process of putting this video together, so I'll throw this little clip in at the end, so you'll see finds for quite a few of these, but I forgot to video some of them, or I didn't because they're broke, and now I kind of regret not filming them when I found them, so I'm gonna throw them in now. Yeah, let's get started with back to November. November, I found this point. This is actually not a Missouri point. I went up to my grandparents' farm in Colorado, in eastern Colorado, for Thanksgiving. And while I was up there, I hit one of the rivers out there, and I didn't think I was going to find anything. It was just hammered with feet prints everywhere. But I kept to it and kept finding pockets in the water where there was gravel building up in the sand and piles of rock, and I found this little guy. I'm not quite sure on type. I think it's a little ray blade, but it is paper thin. I think this is by far the thinnest artifact I own, and it's just amazing work on it. Definitely fantastic piece, but it was nice to break the little drought that I was in there, and especially it's always nice going out of state and finding something from somewhere way far away. A nice variety, but it's a really cool material. It's brown, and then trying to get this to focus in. Brown with a lot of black speckles in it, and it's a very smooth material. Killer little piece. Alright, and I think after that I didn't really have anything worth noting up until January, really. This was my first point of 2017. I met up with a new friend now, Jacob Gerard. He hunts northern Missouri. He had me out there for a dig on January 2nd, and I didn't get to film this find. It kind of surprised me. I was the first time really digging, and was out there digging and shoveling out some dirt with my hand, and this fell literally right in my hand. So I was too excited, didn't really think about pulling the camera out. But I do believe a little Gibson, nice little Gibson. It came off of a woodland site. So that's definitely a good way to break in the new year. Shortly after that, you'll see a pretty good video of this one. Nice little Dalton. I'm guessing the material was pretty hard to work because for size wise, it is pretty thick for being a Dalton, anyways. But general consensus from other social medias I posted on was cowl and shirt, which when I looked that up, it seems like it pretty much only comes from Southern Illinois, and anymore it's pretty much depleted. You're not going to have much luck finding the material, but it's a nice translucent point. In my video, I said I didn't think it was translucent, but I was having problems with my camera getting it to focus and whatnot. But it's actually quite translucent, so that's cool. After that, I got out for another nice hunt with Jacob. I found this guy. This guy was really cool. It's a heat-treated Dalton base, which we at first thought was very unusual, but we also found it on the same bank as this guy, which is obviously fire popped. So I think the hillside that we were finding these on was at once on fire, and I think that's what explains the heat treating and the smooth breaks on them, the smooth, crisp, sharp breaks. But this guy is definitely a heartbreaker. It has a barbed ear and a round base. If any of you guys have any idea on what this would have been, that'd be cool to hear. I flipped through all my books and I couldn't find anything that was really close, so any pointers would be appreciated. But yeah, back to the little Dalton base. It's pretty sad. It looked like it would have been serrated. And then it's very lightly ground. It's definitely ground though, but it's probably my least ground Dalton that I have. But it would have been cool if it would have stayed intact and didn't break. Have a heat treated Dalton, that'd be pretty cool to have. Shortly after that same trip, we were out on a lake, just hopping from bank to bank. It was a man-made lake, so we were just hopping hilltops basically. Found this sweet Wabessa, major heartbreaker. It looks like it was barely used, if at all, but it's got a pretty clean break. I looked around for a little bit, but in the area there's no use. I don't think it would have retained in that area for too long, but yeah, it's a really cool piece. It's got a little stack here in the center. You could see where the napper struggled with it for a little bit. There's a couple terminations right there, and same with over here. You could see was working at it from a few angles trying to get it to pop off, but he did not succeed. But other than that, the point is incredibly thin. It's amazing material. Besides the tip, there's a couple little bites off here and there. I think that's the main one. I think the rest of this is just how it's made. I think that's the only true nick on it. But definitely a heartbreaker. Pretty much decided I'm going to send this one off to Gomer. He's got one of my points right now. I'll film that once it gets back in. But once I get that one back in, I'll probably send this one out. And same thing, I'll do a video when it gets back and show what it would have looked like if it were never broken. I found this guy the other day. It's a pretty cool piece. Pretty cool where I found it. It was a construction site, in a creek I hit quite a bit in the area. I was bouncing spots in that creek. I think I mentioned that in the video when I find it, but it's got really cool flaking on it, flaking like a lot of my Daltons do. So I don't know if it would. I don't think it would have been a Dalton based off of the base, and it's not beveled at all or anything. But I think it would have been an early archaic point, maybe. I'm not sure. You guys are welcome to correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's definitely got some really neat flaking on it. This is another little heartbreak piece I found out of my honey hole over the past weekend. I think it would have been a big old blade. It's got a break right here, so I think the point would have been about right there. Here's a shoulder right here, so I think this would have came out and matched and came around. So I'm thinking maybe a north blade, but then again, maybe just a biface blade or a little knife or scraper. Not too sure, but the color on it's outstanding. But I think that pretty much sums everything up. Found quite a few tools. I found a lot more tools than this, but this is just what I had on me, and I didn't want to go digging through all my tool piles and make this video longer than it's already going to be, and I'm already trying to keep it short. But yeah, I got a few other things I want to talk about artifact related, but I'll probably do a video here in another week or two. Once I get a few more finds going, I'll do a video on that, and then I want to do a few shout outs, artifact related things that I've purchased from people, and just people taking me out on hunts and whatnot. So that'll be next video for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll throw some scenery pictures in after this little video clip of Colorado and just of creek pictures, but hope you enjoyed the video.